YouTube, what's going on, guys? Get this light a little bit better here. I don't know why it looks so dark through the phone. I think you can no longer go live the other way. It didn't give me a horizontal button to push. So I guess they changed that up. This is the only way, Rhonda. By the way, if you see this awesome capital currency clock back here, that was done by Rhonda Tolliver, the lucky one. She made that for me. Love it. So I got a couple pieces here. I'm going to do the runes today because it's not going to take a whole lot of silver. And I've been wanting to do the number one of those. The prototype seemed like it went over pretty well, so I'm going to try to do that. Harmon, what's going on? I did have a poker chip. So I do have 4, but only one of them is good. But listen. I love it. Yeah, and I'm almost tempted to kind of do this one over anyway. It's not perfect. Like up here is a little bit going on there. Why is it doing that? This light kind of messes with the camera. And a little something kind of going on there, so I'm like, I really want these to be as perfect as possible. So I might have 5 out of 4 that I've actually completed. Or 5 out of 9, I mean. But yeah, so this is the praying hands number 1. And this is the number 2 of the doubloon. And this is probably called something else. I know I've seen these before. If anybody knows, what do they call these things? I've been calling it doubloon because that's how it came to me from Pirate. But yeah, I'm going to do these runes. So 1 is going to go in here and 2 is going to go in that. Instead of doing 3 separate ones, I'm going to try to knock out 2 in 1. So I'm going to draw down a single to a double, split, little Y kind of thing. And then do 1 in this one. So it'll still be 2 pours, but yeah, man, it was so hot yesterday and the day before. I'm glad we had a thunderstorm last night. I'm glad that happened. It's supposed to be cooling down a little bit because it is crazy hot out there. I've had really bad luck today, guys. I've had bad luck and I've had good luck. So the good luck, let me show you what the good luck was. I found a $20 star note. I pulled out $700 in cash because I was going to go through it. And I looked through the other ones to see if there's any star notes, but I didn't like really look at them close. So I might do a video of $700, $20 bill search kind of thing. Because I know I got at least one cool thing in it. I don't know if it's rare yet. I haven't even looked it up, but always fun to find those. I tend to save them. This thing doesn't even have a fold in it, so this is probably definitely going to be a keeper no matter what. And then something that you don't see too often. A bicentennial in amazing shape. Look at that thing. I never find them this nice. And they're worth a few bucks when they're nice. I'm pretty sure it's got to be at least a 63 or a 65. I'm not exactly sure. I had to look in the book, but it's in pretty good shape. I haven't looked at it through a microscope yet, but this is the best one I've found in a long time. And so to get that in change, that was pretty cool. But yeah, so I tried to take the furnace back today because we thought that I could just take it to I keep thinking FedEx, UPS. And then you just show them the thing, they scan it and send it. Well, apparently it's like a third party kind of thing. So the people that sold it on Amazon, they have to send me a sticker to put on it, a label. So I guess now I'm going to be waiting for that and see what happens. So yeah, I still have it. I tried to get rid of it today, but I guess until that gets done, I'm not going to get the money back for it. But I'm thinking about reaching out to 2 Auto. See if they want to let me borrow one, if you know what I mean. Shoot, if they see that last live stream last Thursday, I'm hoping we can do what we did last Thursday. I had 2,100 views on that. I usually don't get over 800, so to get double was kind of crazy. Tuesday was only like 350, so. But that was pretty cool, so I appreciate everybody that always stops by and hangs out with me. Carol, how you doing? Culture of Currency, what's up? Rhonda. Shout out to Rhonda for making this. Her first time ever wood burning. I thought that was pretty amazing. Rebel Rose, what's going on? Serpent Silver. Who else we got here? Looks like that's it. Rebel Rose, you can email me. Oh. If you hear me go, oh, every now and again, I pulled a muscle in my back. Trying to bend over and read the comments. And that hurts standing back up. I'm getting old, man. Just turned 45. But, yeah, I'm not like an expert on any of that stuff, to be honest with you, Rebel. I feel like I know enough. So, you know, if you have any questions, feel free. If I know it, I'll let you know. Shout out to Michael. He sent me a couple of these. I was thinking about maybe doing this big one today. But I kind of need both of the flasks for the runes. But you guys into mushrooms? I think that'll be cool. So yeah, this is the guitar. I want to try to do this one again too. Nobody bid on it though. I was surprised. I'm going to try to get a PRS because PRS is in Maryland. And 7 Stacks actually emailed me about that. She was like, you should try to do a PRS. And I was like, I plan on it. I got to talk with Michael. He said he has a bunch of guitars that he can 3D print. So to see what's going on. Need to call you, please? Not good. Uh-oh. Rebel Rose, you're going to have to email me. I don't have a way to... just email me. My email's in every video. It's in this too. It's down in the description. Thank you, Rhonda. Did you share out last Thursdays? Because we had 2,100 people here that watched, you know, throughout the day. I think I was on for like 4 hours, so it was a pretty good amount of time. But I was pretty surprised to do double what I've ever done before. And some. Probably triple. What about Tuesday? Every live, okay, that's awesome, thank you. I need to start doing that. I never even think about that, to be honest. That's not something I ever really think about doing. I don't know why. Especially if you're there hanging out. Get other people to come and hang out with you. Brown Sugar, what's going on? Good afternoon. So yeah, so I couldn't send the furnace back. That was one thing that happened when I was out today. Like, I've been out running errands all morning, trying to hurry up and get back. And so I found a couple cool things, right? Found this star note. That's cool. And found a really nice bicentennial. Pretty cool. But the other thing that happened, my air conditioning hasn't been working for a while. And so I tried to buy, like, you know, how you turn it from 0 to 5, and then, you know, where you want it to come out of, the switch control board or whatever the hell it's called, and put it in the truck, and it didn't do anything. I have air conditioning when I'm driving down the road, but if I stop, it doesn't blow. And I thought maybe it was the blower, but I wasn't sure, and I was talking to a guy because I got my oil changed today, and he has the same truck, and he was telling me I should probably try to change that. $80 later, and because I got it from a junkyard, I don't even know if I can take it back. So I might be out 80 bucks. Just under 80 bucks. I think I got like 50 cents back. Oh, what was that? I need to order some more gloves. I need to order some bags too for the pours. I got some big ones left, but I went through a lot of those bags. So remember that if you come to the live and you bid on any of my stuff, you know, realize that there's a lot of extra costs. It's not just the silver. I know I don't have to mention that, but the last auction was amazing. The last auction was the best one that I've had yet. So thank you to everybody that showed up. I appreciate it. The blower relay serpent? Are you talking about like the big circle? I have a Chevy truck. And there's like a blower. I changed that a couple years ago and it fixed the problem. But this time what happened was all of a sudden it started blowing heat out when I had the air on. And usually that's the blend door. And I've already changed both of those too before. But it ended up going away. And now it just kind of seeps out. If I'm driving down the road, it'll blow a little bit. I can put the windows up as long as it's not like 100 degrees outside. But it just doesn't blow. And I thought it probably was the blower. But because I just changed that like 3 years ago, I wouldn't think that would go bad already. But those blend doors were pretty nasty. And where I live, there's so much moisture in the air, and the salt water and everything just corrodes everything. I had to do all new brake lines at one point. Somebody put out in front of me and I had to slam on my brakes a couple years ago. And blew my brake line out and almost ran into the back of her. And babied it home. And then of course, well, we might as well change all of them. It's like, yeah, I guess. I wish he had looked at my rear end instead of, because I needed a whole new rear end too. I put a lot of money into this truck. It'll be time for a new one at some point. You put the piece in first. Jackass. Before I stick it down, I always try to get a little bit of baby powder on it. And then once I flip it over, I'll dig it out a little bit so it gets a good seal. And then do the other side. So I did get home in time to set the furnace up, so that's all out there ready to go. We just got to get out there. I'm just glad that storm came through last night. You know what's funny? I heard something on my porch at about 3:30 in the morning. I was kind of awake, but kind of half asleep, trying to fall back asleep. And right as I was about to fall asleep, it sounded like somebody jumped on my porch. And I was like, okay, gotta go see what's going on, right? I turn the light on, I don't see nothing, so I turn the light off and then go out the door. And something runs up the damn tree, and then there's something else on the ground growling at me. It was a couple of raccoons that got in my trash, and the bang was, it would get down in the trash, and I guess it was climbing back out. So I'm gonna have to probably catch them and take them somewhere else because it's two of them. And I've been having issues every now and again with them. I've seen them a couple times when I go out there. It's always about 3:30. Anyway, just kind of shooting the shit a little bit. Not trying to bore anybody. Poker chips. Got 4 of them, but only 1 is good. And I might even redo that one. Got the praying hands number 1. I've got that symbol still, and then I have this, the balloon. And that's it. I got a lot of work to do by the time I have this next auction. And I think the 3rd is a Friday, the first Friday of the month. So I'm trying to do it by then. Next week I'm not going to be able to do anything. And by the way, next week I will not be live. I'm going to say that, although I still might be live. But I'm going to do something totally different than what I normally do if I do. So just throwing that out there. You might stop by and be like, what the hell is going on here? Anybody like fishing? I thought about maybe going fishing. That reminds me, I need to get that GoPro. I'm going to take that with me too. I wonder if you could go live when you're hunting. Has anybody ever seen that? They didn't have a problem when I posted a short of me taking a shot on one, but you didn't see it up close. It just kind of kicked out because it got hit and it ran off, and that's all you saw. Which is probably about what it would be again. I mean, my phone isn't going to get in there too good. 20 yards, maybe. And that one was more like 60 yards. But some people get kind of up in arms about hunting. And to be honest, I don't even know how I feel about hunting anymore. It's really not in my heart anymore. I never liked killing anything. But, you know, just got to be able to do that kind of stuff. The shit hits the fan. I need to know what to do, you know what I mean? So I've been hammering and rolling. I get like the first little layer in there, and then I add more, and then roll it. That seems to be working pretty good. I kind of messed up when I did that poker chip the other day. Yesterday, I guess it was. I get out there, I got the furnace going and everything, and I realized I didn't do any vent lines. So I did 2 out the bottom. I should have did 2 out the top too. But I didn't want to mess it up and I had to go. I was like, well, if it doesn't work, I'll just have to redo it, you know? I need to get some more duff clay too, because once I put 2 of these in there, there's not a whole lot left. You know, it'd probably be better if you could see a little bit of what I'm doing a little better, huh? So Rhonda, I know you and Seven are always trying to get, and Carol, you guys are always trying to get me to go horizontal. I don't think you can do that anymore. When I went to go live, I was looking to see which one I was on to make sure, because last time I thought I did it, but I didn't. I did the other one. And so I was trying to see if it was there, and it wasn't even there. It doesn't even let you do it horizontal now. I don't know if that's a new thing, or it's messing up on me. I don't know. which, you know, when I do the auctions, I like to do it that way. So I don't know if now we got to do the auctions this way or what. I don't know by the time it happens. It's weird. You know, I'm thinking this thing is not as flat as I want it to be. I've heated it up a few times. So now I always got to like go around the edge and make sure before I put that other side one that it's good to go. Sorry guys, I'm not looking at the comments when I'm sitting here. My face in the sand. But we'll get there eventually. You guys know I'm always a half hour behind anyway. At least 5 minutes. Last time these popped out really easy, so I'm trying to get it to the same, hopefully. They're metal, so it does make it a little bit easier than plastic. And so what I've been doing is coming down and making sure all the sand is off of this edge, because for some reason this one just doesn't like me that much. I want a good seal, and this one's cool. I don't even have to clamp it. It's so tight that I don't even have to worry about that with this one. And then, you know how many times when I first started that I would forget to do the baby powder? So many times. And actually, I'm going to do this away from here so it doesn't get all over that. I have noticed though with the duck clay, it seems like you don't need it as much. It doesn't tend to stick like Petrobond does. Man, it's so tight, like it's kind of hard to get it apart sometimes. I almost don't like it, but then I do like it at the same time. I need to find another one like that, the one I usually use. I got two others that look like it, well one other, and then another one that looks like this. And they're all kind of off a little bit, and I don't like using them because if you don't line it up perfect, you get a wonky looking piece sometimes. I can't be having that. You know, like it'll be shifted because it, you know, it moves a little bit. And that's not good. probably kind of far behind on these comments. So if you got anything that you're trying to say to me, make sure you type in capital currency so I'll see it highlighted. And if you're just joining and I haven't said hello yet, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you guys. As soon as I get this done, before I do the other two, I'll look at the comments. Fall out there. Oh. See that other one, if I do that, the thing will fall off. You can't see it. I have it sitting up like this. The other one, it'll pop open. Pain in the butt. This one's impossible to do like big pieces with. Dude, come on. Oh. Jeez. Like flat stuff, it works good, but if anything is deep, it's kind of tough. Man, sweating in these bad boys already. All right, what we got? Maxilla, what's going on? Ellie, hello. Starika, what's up? Yeah, everybody sub everybody's channel. Make sure you go check out Rebel. Make sure you check out Can Leader. You love watching, well then you're in the right place, Tarika. It's, I'm breaking up sand. It's, duct clay is what it's called. Here, I'll show you the spelling. I'm also not a huge fan of how big this is. Like this is kind of like a round hole. and it's just easier. Because I don't like the sand. I always try to have it as smooth as possible. And you don't want to have those little pieces there because I don't want to get that down into the pour. See if I can get this thing out. Nice. And that's what we're working with. That is the back, and that is the front. So far, so good. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. On this one, every time I get here, it seems to pull it all out. That's why I was trying to press down on it pretty good. Gotta do some boo-boo work. Just a little bit kind of popped out here. Oh, I'm so shaky. There we go. I really want this to be smooth as possible. Man, this feels a little stickier than normal. It's been so humid. That's why I roll it, because I don't want any of those little pieces ending up down into the pour. But that's why I don't like this one, because it's almost impossible to get all the way. Just do your best and hope for the rest. Every time I touch it, more comes out. It ain't easy being greasy. Keep trying to get it off my fingers, because if you have some on your finger, it just makes it worse. Come on. We got 11 people here and 11 likes. Appreciate you guys. I gotta get some of the sand off my finger, man. I'm trying to do it fast. It's tough. That's why pours always take so long to make. I try so hard to make everything perfect so I don't have to do a lot of cleanup later. And it doesn't matter if it gets a little bit moist. You can see it. I have a wet paper towel here. I'm going to take a torch to it and dry all that up. I just want to make sure all this sand is out of here. Should be good enough. All right, one down. Actually, you might have to. Mess with this a little bit. I think that's good. Put this to the side. Let's do a double. I haven't done that live yet. The last time I did this, I didn't even pour these live anyway. Serpent, no, I don't eat until dinner. I eat every 24 hours. I try to. Think you heard that can feller? Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah, I'm about to pour, I'm about to make a copy of these runes in silver. So instead of it being whatever metal this is, I'm not even sure what it is. This was a keychain. It was 3 keychains that I bought, different ones. And one is transform, one is protection, and one is warrior. And it's a 3-piece set. So when they go up in the auction, you get all 3 pieces. Oh, I'm sorry, Rhonda, that sucks. Nick, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Get ready to pour some silver as soon as I can get this done. Trying to prepare everything now. Sometimes I'll just put a little bit on this. That was a lot. I don't need a whole lot with these because they pop out pretty easy. Of course, now that I said that, it won't. Story of my life. So I'm kind of doing them a little bit down because I got to get a Y going in here to them. I wonder if I should even put them further. Maybe even out like this too to make it, there we go. That's probably better. See how I turned them a little bit. That way it's kind of, you know, up and to single. See, before I get going anymore, for the new people that came in, a couple pieces I'm going to have in my next auction. That's the number 2 of the praying hands. poker chips. I'm doing mine in silver. It says 3 nines on the back. And if I have your poker chip, I've been given $5 off. For the first 10 that I make, I'm giving $5 off for anybody that sends me their poker chip. And I'm at 5 right now, so. And then I got this doubloon here. But that's it. I got a lot of work to do by the time we have this next auction. Kind of hoping to have more stuff done this week, but this didn't work out. So I'm putting these in duff clay, which is kind of like a sand. And then I pull it back out, and the hollow part is how I copy it. For anybody that doesn't know the full process. Hang out though, you will see it, if you didn't already. And I try to use really fine sand in the beginning to make sure it grabs all that detail. These pieces aren't extremely detailed or anything, but kind of a habit anyway. Having it small like the pieces that are going in there now is probably good enough, as long as you roll it hard. But see, I don't want these things to move at all, so I gotta kind of just a little bit at a time here. Make sure everything's getting down around the edges, pushing up to the piece. I don't want to move this at all right now either. Not until the sand gets hard. By the way, I only slept for a couple hours last night, and I am not even tired. Of course, I did drink a Red Bull. But I took 2 of these yesterday, and man, I was just alert and awake all freaking day. I got this from TikTok. But then I couldn't sleep too, so it's like kind of catch-22 there. As soon as I fell asleep, I got freaking animals trying to get in my trash. Woke me up. That sucker was growling at me hard too. I was like, "Who you growling at? Get out of here!" It took off running. Talking about raccoons. It's a double piece. I want to make sure it's packed in tight. Move it too much. Seems like it moved a little bit. Once it's packed in there, though, you're pretty good. That'll work. I think this one might have shifted down just a little bit. Do it with the glove. It always sticks when I use the glove. Really shouldn't be worried about that too much now anyway. So we gotta dig this out first. Done with this glove anyway. Seven stack, what's going on? You missed one. I got 3 of the runes. You missed that one. Oh, and check this out. Now, these are all the bad ones, except for this one's okay. But I might do that again. So, I'm just going to keep whatever that are not good enough for now, I'm just going to keep them just so I can play with them. And then when I need the silver, I'll melt them. Thank you, brown sugar. I appreciate that. Sleep is overrated, yeah. But it was literally an hour. I don't think I slept more than an hour. But I'm like that, man. I have insomnia sometimes. I just cannot fall asleep. And once it gets in my head, it's even worse. Once I start thinking about it, forget it. Might as well just get up and do something. Dang, that cut's really deep. I gotta remember the edges. I don't need to go too far. Like, this is new to me. I'm usually in the middle as much as I can, so gotta be careful here. Matter of fact, I might just press instead of scraping. Pressing will probably be good enough anyway. I packed it pretty hard, but yeah, I'll press. And it doesn't matter if I have little lines, as long as it's nice at the end, I'm good. Some people really don't even do this. They just pour it flat. But Big Red taught me you want to get it a good, I keep thinking like suction, but that's not really the right word. A good seal, you know. Sometimes when it's flat, you'll get flashing that way. This kind of takes care of any flashing you might get. I rarely get flashing unless it's something that I had to fix and it's kind of messed up, and then I'm just gonna go back and fix it later. Sometimes you spend, half hour just trying to get the piece in the sand, and then something messes up, and you don't want to start all over, so you try to go with it and see what happens. Something is stuck on that. Stuck sand in there. I don't want that. sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Definitely rushing. This is not my normal speed. I usually take way more time. But I want to get good at being fast, so I gotta practice. That's why it's good to go live, because you can't sit there and take 2 hours to get a pour ready. Nobody's gonna be watching by the time you pour it. So this is kind of good practice for me to get better. I was always amazed at how fast Red would do stuff. He was so good. And still is, but he just doesn't do it on camera like he used to. Unfortunately. Any loose sand there. Yeah, sleep is overrated. I'll sleep when I die. But once I fall asleep and I'm in a deep sleep, it's hard to wake up. I'm not a morning person at all. Shoot, I can sleep for 12 hours, no problem sometimes. And then I'm trying to take it away from here because I don't like getting all that baby powder in the sand. Probably could have cleaned this one a little bit better. I usually try to get all that crap off of there, but I was rushing last night. And we got 27 people in here. Appreciate you guys. Smash that like button for me, if you don't mind. Erie, what's going on? You're in Indonesia. Dang. It's 3:23 here. 3:23 in the afternoon. I'm on the East Coast, though. How is it 2 in Texas? What? Am I thinking backwards on that? So it's 2:24. My brain just totally went the other way for a second. Oh, it's Duff Clay. Man, I went through 2 gloves on this pour. Maybe that's why last Thursday did so good. Maybe they're finally starting to push me out into other countries. I mean, sometimes we get people in from different countries. We've definitely had somebody from Indonesia here before. In the UK and Russia. They're probably trying to get me to do that. They might start pushing it for a while just because they want me to sign up for the super chats and all that stuff. They want their 30%. I didn't even read it yet, to be honest. So I'm not sure exactly what it is, but that's what I've heard. They take 30% of all the super chats and super stickers. But you know, if anybody wants to donate, I don't ask anybody to ever do that, but if anybody ever wants to donate, PayPal or Zelle, and anything, if anybody donates anything, it'll definitely go back into the channel for giveaways. You guys know I do a lot of giveaways. I'm kind of toning it down a little bit because I've given so much stuff away recently. See, I couldn't even do a third one. I have to get some more of this. I also use Petrobond. That's what's in the big thing. But it's kind of dry, it's old. So I started using the Duff Clay, and I like the Duff Clay a lot better, but it's a lot harder. It's hard. I don't know what kind of oil or whatever it is that's in it, but it's basically clay and oil. Or sand and oil and it makes clay. I don't even know. Some people use a black sand. I don't know what that stuff is. I've never tried that. I mean, you could really pour with sand from Home Depot. Not detailed stuff like this, I wouldn't imagine. But people do a lot of big pours. Big aluminum pieces and things like that. And I hope it's not going to rain. It wasn't supposed to, but it's been cloudy for a while. Invisible River Ranch, what's going on? Greetings. Oh, by the way, Serpent, I sent that, remember the giveaway I was talking about on Instagram where I had something wrong and I told you I'd give a dime away? I just sent that out to you. I meant to put that in your package and forgot. So that did go out today. Rhonda, you got one on Tuesday too. Do you want me to hold that until I send something else to you? And 210, I could have swore 210 sent me an email that day when I was doing that coin roll hunting. I could have swore I saw it, but when I went back, it's not there. So I don't know what happened with that one. Seems pretty good. And this is going to be the tricky part. Making the right channel. Hopefully this will pop right out. I don't have to do anything crazy. I say, it looks like it's about to pop. And we don't have too much pullage. A lot of times when it's, that's why I try to dig it out too, so that it's more in the middle. And you can take things and push it halfway down in the sand, but duff clay is really hard to do that with. Even something small like this, it's hard to get it in there. So with the duff clay, I like to keep it flat and then dig it out. Of course, you know, you can do that with Petrobond too, but it's almost like you kind of have to do it with the duff clay. How one person can have so much snot? Jeez. The only thing I'm really trying to do here is make sure that this point is pointy, so it doesn't get caught up. You know, you don't want it to be flat there. You want everything to flow nice. So this could be a total shit show, to be honest. This might not work all that great. Last time it worked perfect, but you never know from pour to pour. I think I'm just going to try to keep it as flat as possible, just a straight pull as much as I can. I mean, that's probably enough right there to get it in. Oh, I hate when that happens. Because all this stuff, it'll get down in this crack and burn all that sand. I feel like I'm always wasting it when it gets down here, but it is nice that I can kind of round it off. Oh, I got a package from Can today. Got a little sign for like a music store or something. I meant to grab that out of my truck. I think that's what it said. Something music. Atomic music maybe, or... He knows I like the music. Yo quiero música. That might be enough right there, but got to do at least a little bit on this side. Not necessarily into the piece, so it's in like that one, but just enough to where it's got a good flow. That's probably enough to get it in, but I'm still gonna... It's tough though because it's a split thing. And this is that one. So it's kind of opposite. It's really easy to mess it up. take that lip off, that's it. And dig it out just enough to make it a little bit easier. It doesn't have to be right on it, perfect. You want to try to do the best you can. That should be good. I think we're good with that. Got a little bit of a lip right there. So I don't want to go too far in. It's sticking to my fingers so bad. It didn't used to do that when I first started using it. That really wasn't an issue at all. That's why I liked it too. I just washed my hands too, so it's not like I'm oily. You dirty little scoundrel. I do like the way when it does break off like that, it's kind of like you don't have to worry about a lot falling down. Obviously this has to be out of there, but it burns a little more sand, but let's not do that. Yeah, that should be good. Why do I feel like it's still? Sometimes I have to get a little bit wet. All right, now, oh, you know what? I didn't do any we got to do some vent lines too on this other one. Not a lot, but some. You know, I was thinking about using an X-Acto knife and just doing like a bunch of little lines like that because that does work. But I don't have one with me right now, so I'm just going to do it this way. Package. I think I might do it bottom on that one and top on this one, or out the edge kind of thing. I'm just trying to give the gases somewhere to go. A lot of times it doesn't even fill with silver. Sometimes it does. so this one is done. That's what I'm doing for that. Get 2 on the top on this side and 2 on the bottom on that side. I think that'll work good. Oh, I'm gonna do a couple more of those. I did a few of these little buttons, about 30 grams. Little pocket pieces. I'm gonna do those, and then I gotta make sure I do another one of these so I can auction that off at the end of the auction. 49 people in here. Did I say 49 or 39? I feel like as soon as I said that, 10 went away. Every single time. Smash that like button for me, guys. Or the dislike button if you're not into it. It's all good. But I appreciate your time, either way. When I did the prototype on this, I definitely didn't I took probably twice the amount of time preparing it. Either I'm getting better. That's it, I'm getting better. There is no other story. Well, I can't really do much there unless I take him up and then poke it through. I could do that, but I really don't need to do that because I've been heating it up with the torch, and as long as there's no moisture in it, it seems to be working. Some people will put it in the oven at like 200 degrees for like 15-20 minutes. That works too, but I feel like that dries the sand out really bad. So I'm just I'll hit it with the torch. I'll go all around it because I'm inside in the air conditioning. Once I go outside, it's 85 degrees. It's 95% humidity here. So I'm going to have to make sure I get all the moisture out of it because I don't want it to explode. Not that this would. I think if anything was going to explode, it'd be the sand out. But, you know, I always heat it up, and then I'll take a torch and heat. You're not even seeing what I'm... I'll heat around this whole thing, and then I'll kind of go on the pour. But I hold it, you know, about this high up off of it. Just trying to get any moisture out. Make sure I get all the moisture out of this because you can actually see it. Like, you'll see it kind of go away. I want to make sure I get a good seal here, so I'm going to scrape a little bit of this off. Seems like it's kind of in the way there. I want this to have a good, nice seal. That way, you know, it doesn't matter if anything goes down, it's not going to get through the cracks. This one I actually have to clamp. It's a little bit better. You don't need much. I think I just boo-booed that a little tiny bit. And if I did kind of kick it in, always pull it out. Always pull out a little bit extra because you can always file that back down. It's better to have it too far out and get that extra silver there than it is to have it pushed in. If that makes any sense. I think that's good. I'm not going to poke any holes in it. That's when you got to worry about the silver like flowing out. I used to do that. I would draw lines out and then I would poke holes through and try to make it to where it wasn't too much on the back side, so it would fill in but it wouldn't fly out. And that works too. But I'm kind of liking this a little bit better since I've been doing it. And I might change in the future, you never know. Close this up so I can try to keep moisture out of it. Definitely going to use this pan because it's all burnt up already. 49 people. Watch, as soon as I say it, it's going to be 38. Oh, it held this time. Appreciate you guys. Okay, we're going to make sure we do that right. I'll be out there like, what the hell? What is going on? Like that to get it outside. No. How are you even in here? You're supposed to be in the living room. Come on. See, I was out getting some money today, and I found a star note. So that was pretty cool. I don't know if it's rare. I haven't looked it up yet, but it's in mint condition. No folds or anything. So that was a fun find. And then I found an amazing bicentennial. This thing was in really good shape. Probably shouldn't be touching it with my nasty hands, but that was a couple finds and change today. Well, the 20 was from the bank, but to the bat shed. Oh, back shed. The broke stacker, what's going on? Trying to catch up on the comments a little bit before I go out because I'm not going to take the computer with me. When you win something, Visible River Ranch, I package it up good, don't I? Even if it's just in an envelope. Oh, that's cool, Erie. Am I saying that right, by the way? Black sand from Sand River. I know a guy that does silver with that. 49 Fine uses that stuff. And he's in Australia, I believe. Pretty sure. Thanks, Broke Stacker. Yeah, hit that like button for me, guys. Damn, I'm way far back. Yes, please hold. Okay. And now it just popped me again. This thing. Joe, what's going on? He's got your first funny back. I'm just going to call you Collect. I'm having a hard time deciphering that. I'm going to call you Collect. I appreciate you stopping in, first of all. But 90%, you talking about 90% silver? Wheat pennies are copper. And I believe that's like, is that 100% copper or is it like 3% something else? Or is it 90% copper? I'm not sure. I do have a bunch of, not wheat pennies. I would never melt down a wheat penny. But anything pre-82, for sure. I always keep that stuff. 60s, 70s, all that stuff. 59, because that's when the wheat pennies stopped. 59 through 82, and you got to weigh them if they're 82. Some are and some aren't full copper. That's when they did the transition. But yeah, I think a regular one weighs 2.5 and a copper one weighs 3 grams, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 90% copper? I always thought that was like 100% for some reason. Or like it was a small percentage of something else. What is the something else that's in there? If you know. Oh yeah, broke stacker. You should, for real. 3.1, yeah. Sometimes they're 3 if they're like really worn. Oh. Damn, we got 62 people here. I appreciate you guys. A lot of lurkers, and that's all good. So, since we do have some people here, these are my poker chips. Everybody's been passing out their poker chips, and I decided I was going to make mine in silver. And listen to that. You get yourself a couple of them, and you get to play. So that's cool. I have Praying Hands number 2. I have a cymbal that weighs like 3.5 ounces, a Zildjian cymbal for like a drum cymbal. And then I have this doubloon, and that's really about it. I'm not crazy prepared right now for the next auction, but I will be. Hopefully by the 3rd, but it might end up being the week after. Right now, I'm doing these. I have this one by itself and these 2 together. So we're going to see how this works. Hopefully it'll be good. We're going to need that, and that's probably about it other than the phone. I'm going to shut this computer down because I don't want it to try to pull the connection. It acts funny when I go out in the shed. Turn this light off. So we are going to get busy. I have to come back and grab it. I got it sitting here. I'm going to take you guys. Damn, YouTube. Mr. G, or MRG. I think it's Mr. G. You let me know. But yeah, I always use 3/9 fine. Sometimes I'll use 3/9 fine rounds. Sometimes I'll melt down like 10-ounce bar. What I did last time is I took a 10-ounce bar and I took like 20 ounces that were rounds and made some shot. And that's what I'm about to use now. But I try to buy shot. It's just so damn expensive right now. I haven't been buying it because, you know, spending $32 on shot an ounce, it's tough to make money. So I'm hoping that it's going to come down because I tend to sell my pours rather cheaply, way cheaper than anybody else. I'm starting to move that up a little bit because it was kind of me rolling out what I'm doing. I'm pretty new to this. I've only been selling pours for about 4 months now. So, well, yeah, it's all 3/9 fine. Accommodate wheat penny. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's, I don't know. I just feel like if I had a bunch of wheat pennies, I'd rather put them in a roll and throw it in the auction for somebody to have. You know what I mean? I'd rather just do the regular, the later ones, the Lincoln cents. That's just my personal preference. Besides, I don't really come across that many Wheaties. I do got about maybe $15 or $20 I got to go through. 7 Stacks, are you still here? BH Customs, what's going on, man? Crap, I got to go grab the pours. Hold on. Or the sand. I'm doing some runes. I got 2 in one and 1 in another. I'll show you up close in a minute. But man, it's not supposed to rain. I sure as hell hope it don't start. But the sun is not out. But it's supposed to be overcast all day. These are the days I always get nervous because you never know. It's supposed to thunderstorm every day next week. We got 51 people here, 19 likes. Feel free to smash that like button for me. Where are you at, Collector? Collector Invest. Okay, now I can read it. I'm dyslexic, so that kind of stuff is hard for me sometimes. It is what it is. But yeah, I got a gas furnace. I love it. 10 minutes I'm pouring from it being cold. I tried to buy an electric one, and the first time I used it, it cracked. That was actually in a live stream too. I need to go back and rename that live stream. Piece of crap furnace that broke first time using it. I just sent that back. Well, tried to send it back today, but I gotta get a label. Yeah, I bought the cheap one, 190 bucks. I should have just went with the 2 auto. And I might still do that because when it's raining, I want to be able to pour in the shed. So I will be getting one. I'm also going to reach out to them and see if they like what I'm doing now. And they might send me one. You never know. I know people that they sent those furnaces to and they never even poured. So should be able to see. You know, it might be better if I do one of these. Hold on. Let me get y'all set up a little bit closer. There, that's a little better. Is that okay? Can you guys see good? We got 20 likes. Appreciate you guys. And we got a decent amount of people here. Always wear safety gear. I do not pour without a face shield. Gloves, obviously. Those go over my shoes and up my leg. And then this is a whole thing that goes from my neck down past my knees. Leather. Because I'm pretty sure, now I've never tested this, but I'm pretty sure I don't want molten metal anywhere on my skin. Call me crazy, but I'm not chancing it. I don't care. Yesterday, it was 95 degrees, and I still put all that crap on. I was sweating my you-know-what's off. Julius, am I saying that right? You're in Mississippi? I'm in Maryland. M's in the house. About to get this furnace going. Show you before I get going here exactly what we're doing. So I got a couple runes in here and then one in this one. And then this is the back sides of them. That one says transform, warrior, and protection. I swear I just felt a raindrop. Man, we might have to be calling this off. Or just taking it in the shed. I could set the furnace up on the edge there and it'd probably be fine. Because my shed's open. It has doors in the front and the back. Yes, I feel raindrops. Son of a bitch. wasn't supposed to rain. Just had a drop hit the sand too. Tully, what's going on? See, this would be the perfect time to set up the electric furnace. I will have one at some point. I need to go inside and see what my daughter's phone says about Maryland. It's about the rain. Because we could just find something else to do for a little while. I mean, with the furnace going and it being a little sprinkle here and there, that's not a big deal, but I can't have anything falling down into the sand. Dripping down in there, that would suck. I think we'll be all right though. I'm just gonna put the furnace right there. It'll be fine. I got a roof. And the back side, it's all open over here, so. I'll just bring you guys over here. Hopefully it doesn't start thinking again. Man, I really don't like going that far away. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Tully, do you want to do a giveaway with one of your? I think it was a dime. I think it was 2 dimes, right? That you told me to keep for giveaways. We can do one now if you want. I'm gonna go see what's up with the weather real quick. Anyway, I'll be right back. Even if she doesn't want to do that and want to save it for like an auction, we can do that too. I have other ones, so don't worry about that, Tully. Well, it's not supposed to rain, just like a light sprinkle. So let's get to 30 likes and we'll do a giveaway. There's 50 of you in here. It's only gonna take 9 people. Rhonda, I didn't even put a number down. Hold on, stop. I didn't write a number down yet. I haven't even shown you what it is. She's jumping the gun. Trying to see some of these comments. Bear with me. Dang it, a tornado warning. That sucks. Yeah, I hope the pups are all doing good. No, I can save hers. I'll save hers for the auction. It's up to her. I didn't see if she said anything though. But it's all good. I can I was gonna see if we could get to 30 likes real quick though. There's 43 people in here. All you gotta do is hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. You want me to go for it? It's up to you. But this is one that she won. Number 21 was the number. And she told me to save this. Probably should get my light out here. For a giveaway. This might help. Jeez, that's like too bright. So we got a silver dime. Nothing crazy, but it's coming from Tooly Tooly, which is awesome. I love it when people give back, so that's cool. The lurkers are just not trying to hit that like button. It's all good. We'll get there. Does that help at all? That's a little better. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a tough stream for the likes. We got 60 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to give y'all free stuff, man. But it's all good. Rhonda, if you want to start it now, that's fine. We don't have to wait. Whew. It's hot in here, though. I can tell you that much. This fan going. JK, what's going on? Yeah, tough crowd. Closest without going over. The Irish Collector, what's going on? I still have something for you too. Did you forget about that? That was a while ago. I still have a round of yours. Don't forget about that. I was waiting on you to tell me where to send it. But it's all good. It's no rush. If you want to, just let me know whenever. I'm not going to get rid of it or anything. It's yours. I'm going to go grab that other light while we're doing this. There we go. Not enough room in here with crap everywhere. Of course, now the phone's in the way. Man, it's a tough day. There we go. Now that I have everything in here too, it's like not even sprinkling. Need to weigh some silver out. Just put it all in there. I got a screw that weighs 1.41. Shot. Big old shot too. Make sure I do the single first. And I'm just going to put it all in there because I don't want to take a chance. Make sure we're good. Five, 6, 7 something. Because you want to make sure that the screw is going to fill up nice and thick. All right, stop. The number is 91. Dang, Tully had 90. Did you just win again? Did anybody pick 91? I think she won her own giveaway. Yeah, I think it's meant to be. That dime wants to be with you. Seems like fate. Man, I know the second I try to set everything back up out there, I'm gonna regret it. I'm just gonna do it in here. It's kind of a high pour though. Like this is like about where my belly button is. Send it to Rhonda. I got another one to send to Rhonda too. We can do that. So Tooly Tooly 1, and we're sending it to Rhonda. Congrats to you both. You did say that, right? Yeah, send it to Rhonda. Okay. Well, I think we're just going to have to fire this thing up and wish for the best. And that's going to come along with it too, because that was another giveaway. Just in case you wanted to know all the numbers. I usually keep everything like that together. It has a trail, you know? Alright, well, I'm going to fire this thing up. Try to let you guys sit here and check it out. I gotta turn the gas on. This might even be better if I just come out here, because it's not raining yet. Oh my God, he's doing it on wood again. Just in case anybody's nervous, that's a fire extinguisher. Just saying. You see, I've got some concrete work to do as well. I'm letting it run kind of like this for a minute just to get any moisture out, because it's been sitting outside. It's been humid as crap around here. So I just try to do it slow at first, and then I'll crank it up. And then I gotta go heat up those molds with the torch. And I'll take you in when I do it. Yeah, I do wear tennis shoes. But I have something that covers the tennis shoes. Leather goes over the shoes. So they're protected. It goes over my shoes and then up my shin. Trust me, I don't want to know what it feels like when it hits my shoe and melts through it and then gets into my skin. And then I got to try to get my foot out of my shoe with melting. No, not gonna happen. I don't even own like steel-toed boots. Is that what you do? What do you do, bro? Oh, you do concrete? That seems like a lot. Is that what you're talking about, bro? Terry's wood burning, hello. Thanks for joining. No, it's right on the edge. It's all open right here, so we don't have to worry about fire. Unless I have a gas leak. That's the only thing that gets me nervous about pouring is using gas and having a leak. That's why I always try to take care of everything. The moisture going away. My pan is like, what the hell are you doing? I never used to do this before. That'll work. Can't see. Perfect. Hot. Get this stuff off. It is sprinkling too. I'm glad I decided to stick with it. Man. Hot as hell. Hotter than the devil's balls. Oh yeah. I was getting nervous with this one at first, like maybe I didn't close it all the way. Might have some flashing. Oh my god, this sucker sticks so bad. Oh, I'm gonna burn the shit out of myself one day trying to get this damn thing open. Seriously, come on. Jeez. Yeah, I think we are looking good. Almost nothing stuck to this one. Sweat more than the Horn Church. Dang. Yeah, I think these are gonna be good. The light is kind of almost too much. And that black, that's just burnt sand. That'll not be there. They look good. This is still a little bit warm. I could have left it in there a little bit longer. It's like too much lighting. But yeah, I'm going to call that a win. What do you guys think? Did we win on this? Todd Miller sent me a pan a long time ago, Serpent, because I had some dirt, but I had no pan. And he sent it to me, and then I went on that break. So I've had a pan with dirt for like 2.5 years now that I still have not touched. And it has, I think, gold, silver, and like gems. Yeah, I like to try to do some gold panning around here. I just don't think there is any in Maryland. I've got some pretty... I got a waterfall that has a bunch of seashells and stuff laying around, which is really cool. Although the hillside kind of got washed out, so the waterfall is not as big as it used to be. I don't even know if you can see the seashells anymore. But it's not even close to the sea at all. It's just crazy how long ago it must have been. Yeah, I got a couple metal detectors, broke stacker. I'm gonna get mine out next week. I might have to make a video of that. I got really cheap ones though. I think one was like 140 bucks and the other one was like 110. But on a beach, they work fine for that. It's just not gonna be, I'm not gonna find anything a foot in the ground in dirt. Yeah, and my humidity, 95%. And it was 95 degrees yesterday. And then we had a thunderstorm come through last night. So I don't take a chance. And you can see it worked out. So I feel like I'm doing it right. Tooly, what are you talking? What's your morbid sense of humor? Was it me? I did say a couple dumb things, I'd imagine. It happens. I like to have fun. How many bodies you hide? Alright, I think I'm caught up. Free pay dirt. I actually got that. I won that pay dirt. So that was free. The one I got. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Broke Stacker. Carol Clark. Brown Sugar. Appreciate you guys. You missed the pours? I poured them. That's one of them. This is the one that says transform. It's really hard to see right now. There you go. I still got to get some of that burnt sand out of there. I wonder if it'd be cool. What I do with these on the prototype is I turned them. Well, I antiqued them. So like that was really dark, and then I lightened up the rest of it, and then the words and everything on the back, warrior protection. So it kind of looks like that. Not quite that dark, but, and all these little dots will kind of fill in too, and it looks pretty close to the originals once I antique it. I'm around the Annapolis area, Nick. You get them for a friend? Yeah, these will be at the next auction. Hopefully on the 3rd. I feel like I'm probably going to do something. Although I like to, when I do an auction, I like to have a decent amount of pours. Because I'm trying to sell more of the pours than anything else. I just do the coins too because I know not everybody's into the pours. I'm trying to just bring more people in. And at some point I'm going to run out of that stuff. I've been going through a lot of my stack. I mean, there's still plenty, but not like it used to be. I'm sacrificing some of the stack to get my art out there. So I have 5 grams of 24 karat gold, and I did the switcheroo when I sent that furnace back, because the one that they sent me was really, it had like a, almost like a half ounce. It wasn't even a half ounce. It's kind of more like, not even a quarter ounce really. It seemed like it would probably do 5 grams perfectly, because it was thinner than the other one I had. So I gave them back the thicker one that I already had, which is better really. Except if you're trying to do gold, a small amount. But it was the same exact thing. It's just they're never the same. It's funny. I've got three or four of those, and they're all different. You think they would do like quarter ounce, half ounce, you know, try to make it the same, but none of them are ever the same. Yeah, I'm gonna have some pretty cool stuff on this one, Serpent. Kind of, I got a decent amount of like collectors kind of pieces that I really don't want to melt, so I'd rather let them go in the auction. And I have some. I just got a set from Can. I might put that in the auction too, just to see what happens. I'll probably just put it up for what I paid for it. See if it goes anywhere. I got a pretty decent deal. They were dollars. It was $4. The American Innovation set. I think it was 2021. I might be wrong about the date. Still in my truck. I gotta grab that out. Well, we only need 3 more likes to get to 30. If anybody hasn't hit it, feel free. I did almost burn my shed down for you guys. I'm joking. If I felt like I was gonna burn down my shed, I would never do it. I'm not an expert, but I'm not a novice either. I don't have 10,000 hours yet, but I will. definitely have a few thousand hours when it comes to all of the work, because the pouring is the easy part. Preparing the sand and then cleaning up everything. It's a lot of time. I'm an expert apprentice. There you go. So I can show you what I do next. Let's get in there. We're a little crooked, aren't we? A little bit. What the hell? Why is that so loose? Safety first, always safety first. Because this thing throws it right back at you. You can see there's silver all over the damn place in here. I used to save every little drop, and it just got too tedious. So I just cut off the vents, and then now I'm gonna take it to the saw. Where are you at? Where are you at? This is going to be a little more difficult because there's two. I should have thought about that when I was putting it in there, because I would have probably did it more straight. Sorry. Once we get one, we can get to the next one. Fogging up like crazy. That one was a little far away. I'll lose a lot of silver on that one. But I'd rather have to sand it down than go too far. Fogging up so bad I can't see what I'm doing. And that's that. And a lot of times what I do is I come over here and then clean it up a little bit more on this thing. You gotta wear gloves when you do that though, because it gets hot. But I'll just get it close and then I'll finish it up with a file just to make sure I don't go too far. A couple weeks ago, I was doing something and my hand slipped, and you see my thumb? It went gah! And it took a pretty good amount of my fingernail. I'm glad I didn't lose a finger. I was a little nervous at first, like, uh-oh, what'd I just do? Waiting for the pain to set in. Luckily, it never did. Shoot, I gotta plug this in. You need electric, dummy. That's when it gets hot. Even with the glove, it gets hot. And we're done. I have to come back to it. That was the one that had a lot. And I usually do this with 2 hands, but I'm trying to do it to where you can see. It's a little FYI. Usually I'm holding it. And we're done. Woo. For now. You always have to let them cool down. It gets hot. Especially those poker chips. Because they're round and I can never get it perfect. So there's always one side that's a little further than the other. And I know I lose a pretty good amount of silver doing it that way, but the time it saves is kind of worth it. I think. Whew. I'll be glad when it's nice and cool next week. It's not as bad today as it has been, but it's still muggy. I am curious what we got left here. I have to melt down some rounds in a 10-ounce bar. Pretty soon. 2.3 on that. 5.56, and then we got the little pieces too. I gotta get some of that dirt off of them. Cut those a little bit early. So yeah, that's what my shot looks like now. 5.5. All right, so we got a few more. And then now what I do is grab a glove because you don't want to deal with that. Because they're still hot. Try to do it where you can see. See how it just gets in there really bad when you got to dig it out right there. But that's why I love these tools too, because it's pretty easy to just kind of scrape it all off and not lose a whole bunch. And then I'll take this back inside and reuse it, and all the burnt stuff will go into a bucket, for lack of a better word. And that's really the process. We went through the whole thing today. Hope you guys enjoyed the fun. I'll clean that a little bit better when I go inside. I can't see what I'm doing here. And I'll let them cool down for a while before I deal with all the stuff. A lot of times it's easier just to get behind it and just kind of pop it off. And then scrape. I always feel like I'm losing too much though. But that's what we're doing. So yeah, I heard that you can take that and pan it. I don't know. It seems like any silver that's there would be so small. I feel like that would take a long time, but I don't know. I might talk to a refiner and see if I can just take it to them and let them get out of it whatever they can. Maybe they'll cut me a break on some shot. I've got, this whole thing is full of burnt sand. It's not huge, but it's a pretty good amount. Still a little bit hot. Top of that one side is not flat. And when I go inside, I'll get any little black stuff off of there just to make sure I get it all. And then I'll put that back into the sand and use it next time. And that's what I do. Man. Now let's look at this beautiful wood line. Fire pit. I made a picnic table for the squirrels. Corn goes in the center, and they'll sit at the picnic table and eat corn. It's pretty funny. I haven't put corn in it in a while. I think that's a leaf that's in there now. No, it's not trash, Nick. Apparently you can get the silver out of it, but I've never tried. I don't know how. Don't know if I ever will. Sometimes I do throw it away, I'm not gonna lie, every now and again when I don't feel like messing with it. If I'm up on the deck, like I was doing those lives for a while there. I didn't always bring that with me, so sometimes I would throw it away, but for the most part I try to save it because I heard that's what you're supposed to do. But to be honest, I just haven't looked into what to do next. I have been told you can pan it, and I do have a pan, but I also really don't know how to pan. So, I mean, I know how, but I've just never done it. I know how, I've just never done it, so. One of those things I'll learn eventually. TMH, what's going on? Appreciate you joining. Sorry if I missed anybody. I feel like I'm pretty caught up. Yeah, I don't know how you would get the shavings up, to be honest. I mean, a magnet's not gonna pick it up. That's for sure. I don't know if they make a special magnet, but I don't really try to save it because there's so much dirt and stuff in here anyway. I'm not trying to contaminate anything, and if I did make a pour with that stuff, that's what I would let people know. Like, this is a pour. It might not be 3 nines. It'll be close, but because a lot of the dirt will burn off anyway. But still, I don't even mix my crucibles. Like, I have a crucible for copper, I have a crucible for gold that I haven't even used yet, and then I have a crucible for silver. And even with copper, it depends on what copper I'm doing, because I have one for like nasty copper, and then I have one for, you know, to make pours with. Because sometimes I'll make shot with like some of the nasty stuff. I did that once. Yeah, TMH, I just made some runes. These are silver runes. They're not cleaned up yet. I can't really see either. What the hell? I just made 3 of these. I got the warrior. That's burnt sand. I gotta still clean them up. And I copied these from keychains. This one is the transform. And this one is protection. See, I still got to clean that up and get all the black stuff out of there. And then what I'll do is I'll antique it, and then I'll clean it back up. So the design will be dark, and this will all be silver, and all those little spots will be dark. It looks really cool when I'm done. This is a set of 3. It's a number 1. I did a prototype and sold that in, I think, 2 auctions back. So I wanted to do it again because I think it's cool. It's 3 pours that you're getting for 1. So I think it's a pretty good deal. The last one was definitely a good deal. But I'm starting to think more about like the time that I have into it and how long it takes me and how many pours am I doing. You know, this is 3 pours, obviously. Really 2 pours, but where do you find the shaving tools? What do you mean by shaving tools? What I just used? I got those from Home Depot, the Ryobis. The bandsaw and the sander and the sander's for wood. I mean, shit, the bandsaw's for wood, but it works fine with silver. And then I have a grinder too. And they're all Ryobi. Ryobi's good. They used to be crap. Don't get, if you ever see those like blue Ryobis, don't buy those. Those are junk. But when they turn to that like bright green color, I've never had an issue with any Ryobis. And they're half the price of anything else. And as far as things like this, Amazon or Home Depot, whatever. It's kind of hard to find this particular thing at Home Depot. Although I think I did find this one at Home Depot. Oh no, this might have been, this was at Walmart. And that's how I fine tune everything. And then I have a Dremel with a bunch of attachments and like sanders and things like that, wire wheels and things like that I use with the Dremel. And I have an electric Dremel which will spin way faster, but I really like the speed of the electric one, the one that you plug it in and charge it up. It's a lot smaller, it fits in your hand a lot better. And it just doesn't, you know, it doesn't go but so fast, but you really don't need it to when you're just trying to polish things up. And then I also have polishers that I can put on there too if I wanted to polish it. But I don't polish anything because it takes forever. Maybe I'm just not good at it. To be honest, I think when you polish things, you're supposed to polish it and then clean the polish off with like a rag. And I was trying to polish it until it was completely, because I've done pieces like that where you get the little red goo on it, right? And then you polish it, but then it stays all over the piece. So I would keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it till it was completely clean and shiny. I don't think you have to go that far. I think you can actually do it for a while and then clean it off. And I just didn't realize that till recently. But I don't even do that. I throw everything in a tumbler now. Tumbler does the same exact thing, and all you do is stick it in, turn it on, and let it go for a couple hours. If you don't know what a tumbler is, that's a tumbler. And I think my other piece is upstairs. Hold on. So this is the rest of it. And you have little shot. It's steel. Some of them look like flying saucers, some of them are round, and some of them are like kind of a little bit long like a stick, but pointy at the same time because they're cut on an angle. So it's a lot of different looking pieces. And that will shine anything up pretty good. Unless it's like really detailed, then you can't really do but so much. But you stick it in there, close it all up, and then stick it in that, turn it on, and it just turns it. And what I put in with it is Shine Bright. You put some of this in there, like I put usually like a cap full, and then fill it up with water to where it's like about a ½ inch over the metal, and then put your pieces in there and just let it turn for a couple hours, and it shines everything up nice. Oh, that's a good point. I don't know what the weight is going to be in the end because I still got to do a little bit of cleanup. I think all three are just under 2 ounces. .77, which will probably end up being 1.75 by the time I'm done. So 1.75 ounces. Thanks, Drake. I appreciate that. Oh, the small hand tools. I got this off Amazon. It was a kit. It had a bunch of them. And then I have little metal ones too. I can go back upstairs and show you that stuff before I end this. I'll show you some of the other tools I have. Take this upstairs. Of course, all that, it never did rain. I could have just left it out there and we would have been fine. But the second I would have put it out there, it would have started raining. That's my luck. All right, here, let's go upstairs. Oh. Yeah, the storm, man, there's leaves all over the damn place out here. I left the light out there, so the light's not going to be great. Stay. Stay. Good boy. Stay. I'll take you out in a minute. So yeah, this is a nice one. This is a good one to start with. And this is a good one to finish with. I actually taped it just so it feels better in your hand. And then these are the good middle ones. And the ones I showed you out there are about the same as these. This is kind of more of my finisher. But once I got this is actually a little bit more fine. This is a little bit more coarse. And this side is kind of in between. And then you got a scraper. You got them that are on angles, which are cool. And then I even found these, which are pretty cool too. And this was on Amazon. These are on Amazon. I hate buying stuff from Amazon, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And then picks. Picks are a good thing to have too. I don't use the picks like I used to though. I used to do all my vents with picks, but now I found this little thing, and I don't even know where this came from. But this thing it's plastic, but it's perfect. You just scrape a vent line out. I did try not doing vent lines for a while, and I was putting it in the oven for like 15, 20 minutes at 200 degrees, and that worked great. But I was also using Petrobond, and the Petrobond was really dry and hard, and I don't know if it had something to do with being 2 years old. Probably, because it's not in an airtight. Like the thing I have now is in an airtight. Like this thing that's in an airtight. That's ammo can, a plastic ammo can, and then this is just, you know, kind of open. But that's Petrobond in there. The Petrobond's more red. This is kind of more of a lighter color. Why, you want to take him out? Yeah, he's fine. I'm not going out. And then this is the Dremel that I use. The other one's out in the shed. I forgot to show you that first. But these wheels are amazing. 800 grit. Try to find 800 if you can find it. That's the one. Let me plug my phone in. The 800 grit is the one that doesn't like scuff them up really bad. If you use like a 200 or something like that, you'll see the lines in it really bad. You can do it. But see, like this was cleaned up with this. And I just try to keep going fast in a circle. So you can kind of go back and forth too. But when you do it this way, it looks one way. If you do it this way, it looks another way. So I try to just kind of do the whole thing in a circle. And I might do it back and forth a couple times. And then when I'm finishing it, kind of go in a circle. And it makes everything, like, it shines up enough, but it's not tumbled. Tumbled is like a mirror finish kind of thing. And we got to do it before we go. That's my poker chip. What else was I going to say? There's something else. Oh, and then when I tone, this is what I use, liver of sulfur. And it helps. If you want to get cool colors, use warm water or hot water. I've even boiled water to try and see what that was like. It's really tough to figure it out though, because every time you do it, it seems to be different. For me anyway. Now, if you're just trying to antique something and you just want it to get real dark, all you do is pour some liver of sulfur in. It doesn't matter the temperature. The colder it is, the longer it takes, but it'll definitely be like a dark color and not like purples and all those crazy colors. When you get the purples and crazy colors, if you take your silver and put it in the oven for a little while, like 200 degrees, 20 minutes, pull it out, and then put it in hot liver of sulfur, then you get cool colors. But even that, when you first pull it out and you stick it in, that'll give you a certain color, and you'll get some purples and blues sometimes. But if you wait 10 minutes and do it again, it's already a different color, even 5 minutes. So it's really a timing thing, but you just got to play with it. And then the other thing that I just got, this is really cool, is a pitch bowl. Sorry, the light kind of sucks. You want some water, buddy? Go ahead. I get it. This is a pitch bowl, and you can see, what the hell? Wow, that's from the, it wasn't even hot. That's weird. I don't know how that happened. That's just from sitting there. This thing is hard like a rock. But I had that the tumbler was the piece I showed you, that black piece was sitting on top of it, and it still ended up going in there. So you can see the praying hands were right here. So you heat it up with a blow dryer, really is all you need. It only needs to be 100 degrees to make it soft, and it's like clay. And then I put the hands in it and then pull them back out, let it get hard, and then put the hands back in, or whatever your piece is. I tried to do a really detailed piece one time, and it didn't end up. Some of this was like sticking to it because I didn't pull it back out, let it get hard, and then put it back in. That's the trick I found with that. Buddy, you are being loud. Let me take your food somewhere. Slurping and crunching. Here, come in here. He's hungry too. The food's been sitting there. I don't know why I didn't eat it. But yeah, that's some of the stuff I've been using. Blue Moon, what's going on? Just did a couple pours, and I was giving away all my secrets. That's what we just did. 3/9 fine silver runes, and that'll be sold as a 3-piece set. But the praying hands, I need to stamp the back of it. I still got to clean this up and kind of make it a little bit more flat. But you know, you just heat it up, get it to where it's kind of like Play-Doh almost, and then stick it down in there, and then pull it back out, let it get hard, and then put it back in once it's hard, and then stamp. That's how you stamp everything without it moving around. Because some pieces, especially if you have like a round piece, or like this one, the first time I tried to stamp this, I was a little bit far up, and it almost tried to bend it. And if you bend stuff, then you got to bend it back, and sometimes it's never the same. So I try not to bend anything. Certain pieces I don't even stamp. Like these won't be stamped, but they'll come with a COA. But there's really nowhere to stamp it. And if you try to do skinny stuff like this on the side, this still needs to be cleaned up, but if you try to do skinny stuff like this on the side, it'll kind of flare out, and then the whole piece is kind of ruined. So some pieces don't get stamped. But if I can, I always try to at least put the 3/9 fine on there. But like I said, everything comes with a COA. And yeah, that's really the tricks of the trade. I got one of these. This is actually, oh, here's the other piece. This, or there's one where it kind of like they flange out. And then there's another one that's real skinny that pops straight up. That one is tough though. That one tends to scratch a lot. This one will kind of buff things up a little bit too. But I like to find something a little bit softer than this. It just depends on what I'm doing. A lot of times I'll clean something up with this, because if you have a little bit of like bumpiness or something like that and you're trying to kind of smooth it out a little bit, this can help, and then go to this piece to shine it back up a little bit so you're not seeing the lines as much. But the more you use this, the shinier it gets. So it's real easy to, like the poker chips, it's real easy to like kind of shine up one spot more than the rest. So you have to make sure you're doing everything equally. That's the trick with that piece. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an 800 grit is what I use for that. I have different ones too. And sometimes I'll start with like a 400 and then go to a 600 and then an 800. I think they might even make like a 1200. I gotta look into that, because if they have something more than 800, I do want to get that. It's just like sand and wood, you know. You start with something, and then you go a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, less rough, less rough, less rough, and get a better finish. Yeah, it's definitely easy to bend with stamping. And you do a lot of copper, man. Copper is hard to stamp anyway, so you really gotta beat copper. Then again, it is harder. It doesn't bend as much, so there is that, I guess. I don't do a whole lot of copper. Yeah, broke stacker stamping is a whole nother animal. It's hard to get used to. As soon as you think you got it figured out, you screw something up. I've definitely had to remelt just from stamping. have everything perfect, cleaned up, ready to go. What I started to do is if there's something I'm going to stamp and it has like a lot of cleanup I got to do on it, I'll stamp it first and then do the cleanup. Because if you do the cleanup and then mess up the stamp, some people will still put them out. I've seen some really bad stamping. Like, I don't want to call nobody out. I'm not going to say nobody's name. But there's some people out there that, I mean, one will be like straight up and down like this. The next one will be like that. The next one will be down. And I can't stand that. So what I do, here's another trick. Blue painter's tape. I'll run this across it. That way I can line up the stamp with the bottom of the tape and try to keep it as straight as possible. And that is really cheap and a good way to keep things straight. And because it's painter's tape, it doesn't really stick that crazy. And then I have this, when I do some of my open sand, this stuff sticks. This is like Gorilla Tape. It's not Gorilla Tape, but it's Pro Essentials is what it's called. But this stuff, it's thick. It's like I have this right here, and once I taped it, now it's kind of there forever. I mean, I could pull it off of there, but it's on good. So if you're trying to do like open sand kind of pieces and you want to pull it back out, this tape works great for that. It took me a while to figure that out. I don't know why. You'd think that'd be the first thing I'd think of, but at the next auction too, I will have one of these done. I try to have one of these for every auction now, and I use it throughout the auction. Sold, it's a gavel, and then it comes with a round part too to beat it onto, and it's usually just under 2 ounces with both pieces. And at the end of the auction, I auction off this piece, so everybody that does auctions can get one. So that's just my little contribution to the community. I keep making them so you guys can have them too. I need to get more into 3D printing. I've done a lot of 3D prints, but I have somebody that's doing it for me now. Michael does a lot of stuff for me now, but like sometimes I find things. You can see like that turtle was a toy. This was on my grandmother's wall hanging on a cross, and I drilled it out. This I actually found. That's a real spearhead I found 2 foot in the ground just outside of Washington, D.C. I'm going to make another one of those too. That'll be a number 2. I did a prototype and a number 1, and the same person bought both. So if you like the first one enough to buy the second one, you know it's a nice piece. Michael made this. I'm going to make more guitars for sure. I've already put out, I think, 5 guitars. 4 guitars and a bass, I think. But like this is something I tried to 3D print, and I'm going to pour this at some point. I did this little CC thing. I don't know if anybody's going to want that though, so I still haven't poured it yet. And then like even these, like that's metal. He found that and sent it to me. And then this is a, what's that purple stuff called? I can't think of it. It's in the rocks. I forgot what it's called. And then like this, somebody else printed this for me. Well, he printed it for himself and never used it and then sold them to me. So I have a few of his pieces. This was a nice piece that I 3D printed that I've been pouring. I just sold the number 1 of this. So that's a pretty cool piece. And you can really see the lines in it, which normally I wouldn't like, but it looks really cool when it's in silver. So I left it. But yeah, I'm going to do this Harley piece, and I want to do this too pretty soon. This was my 1 of 1 that broke. And I might have another 1 of 1 with the crossbones, but the only way I'm going to do it is if it's with the skull. Otherwise, I can't just do the crossbones again because I called that a 1 of 1. And to be honest, I might not even do that just because I did that, so I don't know. If anybody didn't hit the like button, it sure would be nice to get to 30 before I end this. Just saying. No pressure. Just throwing it out there. Amethyst, yep. That's what it is. I can never remember that. You like the mushrooms? Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the mushrooms for the next one. At least the big one. I might save the smaller one for another time. But I am trying to pour a couple smaller pieces because, pours aren't cheap. And, if somebody's not really trying to spend a lot of money on pours, I'd like to make them happy too. So I'm trying to do some smaller things. But pretty much everything I do is at least an ounce. Even these poker chips are 1.2. These are all 1.2. Now this is a little under an ounce. Oh, when I was out earlier, if you guys didn't see, I showed this earlier. I found a star note today with no creases or anything. Brand new. I don't know if it's rare yet. I haven't looked it up. And then in change, I got a drummer boy, a bicentennial. Look at that thing. And these are worth a couple dollars. I mean, they're not like crazy, but MS65, I don't know if this is a 65. I doubt it. But I think even a 63 goes for a few bucks. So this is pretty cool. I'll definitely be saving this. Always look through your change. Look for war nickels. War nickels is 35% silver. Look for anything, any silver dime, silver quarter, silver $50. Anything 64 and earlier is silver. Anything until 69 is going to be 40% silver. And it's 90% silver with the 64 and earlier. Pennies. If you find something pre-82, those are copper, which is worth about 3 cents. I think that's why they're trying to do away with the pennies. It costs 3 times the amount they're worth to make them. And I think copper has been going up too. So it might even be more than that now. Thank you, Blue Moon. Appreciate that. Yeah, pouring silver is not easy. I can tell you that much. It takes a while to get good at it. And it's funny though because the first piece I ever poured, that's the only piece that I have that I haven't sold, was my first piece I poured. And it was an eagle carrying dates in his talons, and it's the bicentennial dates. And it was a pin like somebody would have pinned on their coat or jacket, whatever. And I took the pin part off and made a copy of it, and it was flawless. It was perfect. And I was like, damn, man, this pouring silver stuff ain't too hard. I think, it took me time to do the sand cast and everything, but it was my first time. So I probably had an hour and a half in just trying to get the sand ready. And I tried to do it a second time and totally botched it. Tried to do it a third time, totally botched it. So I think what I'm going to do by this next auction, I'm going to try to have one of those. And that'll be not a prototype, it'll be a number 1 because the prototype I'm keeping. I'm going to keep my first piece I ever poured. I still have the guitar that I poured in copper. That was my first guitar sand cast, first copper sand cast. So those 2 pieces will always be in my deep stack. But everything else I put up. I think I'm going to do another 1 pound copper bar too. And maybe some half-pound copper bars and like do some kind of cool stamping on it. Because I got a bunch of really cool stamps that I've never really used. I mean, not really cool, but some of them are cool. You found a star note yesterday? Awesome. Yeah, Nick, it seems like you only find it in change. I have never found one in a roll, ever. But I can't say that I hunt boxes or anything all the time, so there is that. Usually I'll get $100 or $200 at a time. I just did 150 on Tuesday, and I found a W in that, so that was cool. But yeah, you're more likely to find a W. I found a couple errors. I found a couple die cracks, so that was cool. But yeah, that's kind of more what I look for. I don't even really, I mean, I look for silver because I want to find it, but it's tough to find in a roll. I found 2 out in the wild. I got 1 in a car wash, I think. No, that was a W. I got 1 in change when I was Christmas shopping. And I got 1 somewhere else. Oh, my mother just brought me 1 too. She plays cards and they use quarters to bet with. Instead of poker chips, they use quarters. and then you just keep all the quarters. If you win, you keep everybody's quarters, right? And so I'm always going through those. But she ended up getting a silver one and brought it home to me, so that was cool. But those three are probably the only ones I've ever really got that were in the wild. But yeah, check your change every day. You never know. I found a couple of those 2009 Lincoln cents that were the formative years, I think was the one I found. Two of them. And it was funny because I was shipping out some stuff, and they had the give a penny, take a penny there. And I saw two of them in there, mint condition. Looks like not a scratch on them. So I pulled them out, and then I put like a quarter back in. I wanted those. And the dude's cool as shit. Like, he doesn't care. He's like, go through it all if you want. But I'm not going to sit there and go through all their pennies. But it's always full. It'll have quarters in it, dimes, nickels, not just pennies. Yeah, everybody sub each other. That's how the community grows. Seems like every time I do a live stream, I get a few subscribers. So we've been growing. Hopefully, we'll get to 1,800 here soon. I lost a couple. The last live stream, I gained a few, but then I lost like two or three. So you got to make sure if you do subscribe to somebody's channel, either hit the bell or watch for a minute or more, I think it is, and then hit the like button and then leave a comment or something just to make sure it sticks, because there's so many times I would go to subscribe to somebody but not have any interaction. All I did was hit subscribe and then realize that I wasn't subscribed later on. That's what they do. They give you like a day or two or 3 days maybe, and if you don't interact with that channel, they take it away. It's ridiculous. YouTube's the only place that does that. Nobody else does that. Instagram doesn't do it. TikTok doesn't do it. Clapper, I'm on Clapper too. By the way, check me out over there. I don't do a whole lot like I do here over there, but I'm going to try to start posting more on those whatchamacallits as well. Platforms. Yeah, you can still find Benjis and rolls, but that's $half. Like $half, I don't know what it is, but people still find $half silver all the time. But quarters and dimes, I don't think it's possible to find a dime. I don't really know many people that find dimes that are silver. Who was it? There was somebody. $half make you holler. That's another channel. That's what they do. They coin roll hunt a lot, and they had a whole box that was mostly silver. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, is this set up? Like, who is that dumb? But some people just don't know, man. You know, it could have been their grandfather's $half that they had laying around, and they're like, man, let's just go cash this in, right? They take it to the bank, and then you go to the bank and ask for $half and get them in return. You know, it happens. That's usually when you're going to find something, it's because it came from somebody's collection or house and somebody didn't know about it, or, you know, somebody died, or, you know, who knows. But that's a lot of times what happens. So you never know. Oh, you just said, do you remember $half make Yaller? Yeah. Did you see what I'm talking about? That was crazy. It won't let you have more than 174 subs? That's weird. I've never heard of them putting a cap on it. But yeah, that was crazy. It was definitely more than half. I feel like it was like 3/4 of a whole box was silver, right? I might be wrong, but it was something crazy. I think I'm down to like three. I think I have 3 rolls of silver quarters. I used to have 6. So that tells you how much I do giveaways. And dimes, I had like 3 or 4 rolls of dimes, and I only have like 1 roll of dimes left. So every now and again I do giveaways. I'm kind of cutting back from it a little bit because I've been giving away a lot of stuff, and it's kind of hurting. So I don't plan on buying any more for a while, so I want to make what I do have last for a little while. So I'm going to try to find like other things to give away. But whenever I do auctions, I try to, at the top of every hour, I'll do some kind of giveaway. A quarter or a dime or something else. Silver certificate sometimes, I've done that. Sometimes it'll just be a dime, and I'll find a 4-leaf clover out in my yard and put it into one of those baseball card holders with one of my stickers on it and give that away. Give away some good luck, you know. I only had 2 at the last auction. I had 3 at the one before that. And it was the one before that that I tried it out just to see if anybody'd be into it. And it seemed like everybody loved it, so I keep trying to do it. I always tell everybody I'm that weird dude that's out in my yard, bent over, looking at my grass for like an hour and a half trying to find a 4-leaf clover. But they're probably like, what the hell's wrong with that dude? Why does he keep looking at his grass? Just pick the weed. Why do you keep looking at it? Yeah, I remember JB Coins. I haven't seen anything from them in a long time, though. I did come across them recently again and totally forgot. I think YouTube, sometimes they, I was gone for 2 years. So I was checking them out like 2 years ago. And when I didn't have much interaction for 2 years, YouTube screwed me all up. They took away a lot of the bells I had rung and subscriptions and things like that. I've had to re-subscribe to people. And people have had to do that with me too. But yeah, I came back about 5 months ago. I was gone for 2 years. Over 2 years. 2 years and 2 months, I think it was, when I finally came back. In jail 10 years. What happened, Invisible? You didn't do 10 years, did you? That's a long time. I can't imagine having to do 10 years. Jeez. Are you talking about YouTube jail? How do you guys do the TM? How do you do that small little TM? I'm guessing you don't have an iPhone. Oh yeah, if you do that kind of video, right underneath the video, it'll try to tell people what it is. And they act like it's not a thing. It's definitely a thing. I think they're kind of starting to admit to it. Isn't that funny? For the past like 8 years, 10 years even, people have been talking about that stuff, and they always try to make it seem like you're crazy and put this thing underneath your video saying what it is. And there's so many different things talking about, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. A lot of these theories are now fact. So, you know, the government came out with the whole conspiracy theory word, right? Because people were finding out about stuff and talking about it, and they were like, oh, they're crazy, it's a conspiracy theory. But 9 out of 10 of them are true, and that's what we're finding out now. That's why I like TikTok, man. TikTok, there's a lot of information on TikTok, a lot of cool stuff to buy too. I think right now, if anybody's on TikTok, check out the TikTok shop. They're selling stuff so cheap, and I think it's because they think they might not be a thing after the first of the year in the United States. So they're selling a lot of stuff cheap. I hope they sell it to somebody, because I don't want to lose my subscribers. I have like over 2,000 subscribers over there, or followers, or whatever the hell it's called. So I don't want to lose that, and that's a good place to go. And I came here first because I started on YouTube, so I wanted to give you guys the first opportunity at my pores. And if it didn't work here, I was going to go to Instagram, and then I was going to go to TikTok, and then Clapper even. I only have like 200 followers over there though. But there's a huge pouring community over there. But this is where I started, and I have a lot of love for this channel. So in this community. So everything worked out. It seems like, I mean, it could be better. Don't get me wrong. It could be better. I do sell a lot of stuff kind of cheap sometimes because I try to put stuff up for like a minimum bid and hope that it'll get bid higher. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's kind of part of starting out, and I realize that. But I forgot what my point was. I threw myself off there. Yeah, I totally lost that one. Yeah, my email is in every single video I've ever posted. It's in this live stream. You can go down into the description, and my email, all my information's in there. If you want to send me a letter or a sticker or whatever, you can do that too. So yeah, I was thinking about doing this whole thing because once you hit 3,000 watch hours, you can do super chats and super stickers, and that's cool. But it gives people a way to support the channel. But really, what I kind of want to do is you can like also sell like merchandise. So I could sell T-shirts or sweatshirts or whatever. And I've got some pretty cool ideas, not just of my stuff, but just like things that would be cool that I'd like to get made. And what's the other thing? There's something else you can do too. Damn, I don't remember. I've only looked at it like twice. I can't remember what the hell it was. But I thought that was cool to be able to sell, like, even mugs. You go to certain channels and they have their little store down below, and they sell mugs and T-shirts and things like that. And I already have a T-shirt. I already have a mug. I have pens. I have all kinds of stuff that I had made. I made a bunch of stuff up at Vistaprint. It was funny because I was only planning on making, COAs. I wanted to make COAs, right? So I designed my own stickers and all that. It's nothing spectacular, but I designed my sticker, and I wanted to make that the COA. So I had to design the back of it, and instead of it being round like the sticker, I had to make it like a square kind of thing, and did a front and back. And I tried to buy like 100 of them, but then they offered me like 1,000 for like half, double whatever it was for 100, and I was like, well, I guess I'll get 1,000. But then you go to check out, and they're like, well, here, we'll give you a mug that's normally this for this, which was like 75% off. I don't know if I went in there at a certain time and they were doing like blowout deals or what, but I got mugs. I got the buttons I got from Sticker Mule. The T-shirt I got from Sticker Mule. But I got bags. I got 2 tote bags with my design on it. I've never used one, but I thought it'd be cool. I had a jersey made too, and I was thinking if I go to a coin show, I can wear my jersey and then have my bag. I don't know if I'd ever do that, but I could. But yeah, I had 2 bags made. I had 2 mugs made. I had a bunch of pens made. I've given away a lot of those by now, though. I don't have much of that stuff left. So I might have to go back and do some more. I need that blowout deal again. That 75% off was amazing. And then the little stickers, too. I had little stickers made. See, this is from Sticker Mule. And, oh man, they're doing a deal right now for 50 stickers for $9. I got to get that. So that was my first design. And then so this is what the COA looks like, but it's square. And then on the back, it has all the information. And then these I made at Vistaprint. Way cheaper, but, they're smaller. But whenever I do giveaways, I try to give away one of these stickers with the giveaway. And then this was my second design, which I kind of like better, to be honest. I almost wish that this was on the COA. It's also weird, too, because I started as Capital Currency because I was into all things currency, stacking, coins, bills. Like, I was into all of it, even metal detecting. I mean, you name it. Like, then I started getting into the pouring. And I don't know, like, Capital Currency doesn't seem like a pouring type of thing. But at the same time, I feel like it is kind of all-encompassing for everything. So, I don't know. But I really love this design. And this one I just wanted to have the CC. And then I decided to do a backwards C. Whenever I stamp, I do this C backwards. So I might make a new sticker like this with the same colors and everything with the C's, but one backwards. And then say capital up here and currency on the bottom. And then have this YouTube on the bottom of it. And then probably TikTok and Instagram have those little logos down there too. I got to design something at some point. I got to get back into that. I don't even remember how to do it. It's been so long. Yeah, Vistaprint. That's where you can have stuff made. You have to have your design. They just take your design and they slap it on all kinds of different stuff. And like I said, I don't know if it's every time because I only did it once. But I ended up spending like, I think $350 on just all kinds of stuff. I got quite a few of those small stickers, but those stickers come 24 on a page and you got to cut them. I cut them into those squares. So that kind of sucks, but it's not that hard. I got a really long pair of shears that makes it pretty easy. 2 more likes to 30. Come on, somebody didn't do it. You know you want to. You know you want to do it. Just hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. It's the 3 buttons on the top right. Click the 3 buttons on the top right. The first coins were hand poured and stamped. Yeah, I mean, I think it still works, but it's almost like I thought about doing like capital metals or capital pours, or I don't know, capital currency and pours or capital currency and metal. Nah, it had to be probably capital metals. But there is a capital metals that sells like steel and metal and stuff like that around here. So that's why I didn't ever try to change it to that. I don't want to be biting off of somebody else. Oh yeah, just double tap the screen. That's all you got to do. I forgot about that. Did it hit 30? It's still saying 29 on mine. Well, I appreciate that, Blue Moon. I've had a few people say that, so it's probably something I'm going to do. I'm just one of those people that's so indecisive and feel like I can make it better, you know? But because I started like that, and I've got a lot of work out there under Capital Currency with that logo and COA. So if anything, at some point I might just change it to the second logo that I showed you, the blue one. But I really like red and black and like that kind of color scheme with the yellow in it. It looks cool. But yeah, CC, I like the CC too. Especially when I do the backwards C. Something about that backwards C, it just looks really cool to me. This is something I did up. Those were stamps and the cat messed that one up. I could take my finger and wipe that right off. It just did not stick. But yeah, this is something I made. This is dollar store stuff. I got the background, I got stamps, it came with colors, and then the C's I bought individually and then glued them on and painted them. But yeah, that's kind of what I do with my stamp. That's what it looks like. I need to get a stamp made so I don't have to do 2 C's and every now and again have one a little bit off. Because it happens. If it gets too off, I won't let it go out. But if it's a little bit off, it's not a big deal. Like I said, I've seen some really bad stamp jobs out there, but I want to get one stamp that has both of the C's on it and just make it easier. And one of the ones that's not like, sometimes they're really round, and when you're stamping and you try to like kind of move it a little bit, if you go too far, it'll leave like a little bit of a crescent in it, and I can't stand that. Unless the whole thing is done hard enough to where the whole circle's there. But they make them where they're cut a lot sharper. So I'm going to have to get one made like that. I have a feeling it's really expensive to do that, but I've never got a stamp made. I've bought all my stamps the way they are. And if it's something that I want to do like with a CC or something different, I just stamp it out. The only thing I have is the 999 FS that came as one full stamp. I actually have a handmade stamp too. It says handmade, but I've only stamped, I think, one thing on that. And actually, you know what? I might have even melted that back down. I don't know if I even ever sold that one. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. I try hard. I've been doing this since 2020, and I've never lied about anything. I've always called myself out when I'm wrong. I've done it in videos. Try to be straight with people, honest, and just, reputation is everything. Everything I use is 3 nines fine. I make sure that I buy it from places that are reputable online dealers, usually is where I get it from. I won't even get shot from somebody in the community and then make a pour with it. If I get shot from somebody like that, it's going to be for me or something I'm going to make for myself. I just don't want to take that chance. Yeah, actually, you know what I need to do is go on it and get that website. I just don't know if I'm ever going to have a website like that. I guess you could always do different ones anyway. It doesn't have to be like .com or whatever. You got 27. What do you have 27 of? Oh, 27 of the. You talking about the Stacker Social rounds? Is that what you said? You got 27 of them? Damn, I need to make some more of those CC rounds then. You need 27 of those. Actually, I did the ones that were like this. So this was my first go around. It's like this kind of shine to it. And then I did 10. Well, I have 11 that were like that. And then I have 11 that were toned. And I try to make them somewhat ripply. But it's just a 1 ounce round. And the next one I'm going to do, they're going to be tumbled. And then I'm going to stamp them. So it'll be shiny, but the stamp will be the dull silver. Because that's how it, if you stamp after you tumble, it looks pretty cool. It's like a lot different. If I was to stamp it first, it might still kind of look like that, but those little beads will try to get in there and it won't be perfect. Actually, I don't know though. To be honest, I haven't even tried that with those. So that small of a stamp, I don't know if they would even get in there. That's a pretty small detail. But it gets in the ripples, man. Like all the little ripples, it's all shiny. But that'll be the next version. I'm gonna run them through the tumbler. That won't be at the next one. It'll be a couple away. Yep, we only need one more for 30. There's only 7 people here. They probably already all hit the button. It's all good. I appreciate it. I'm sure if I just sit here and run my mouth long enough, somebody will show up and hit it. That's usually what happens. It's crazy. We hit 60 not that long ago. That was pretty cool. And then last Thursday's live stream had 2,100 views. That's never happened. I don't think I had over 800 before that for a live stream. And what's funny too is I'll have 5, 6, 800, right, for Tuesdays and Thursdays. But when I do the auctions, it's usually like 300, 350. It's always way less than the actual live streams. And I do those, the auctions usually go for 6 hours. I'm probably not going to do that again though. I got to start cutting it a little bit more short. I think I'm going to try to maybe do something more often instead of like once a month, trying to do like every 2 weeks or at least every 3 weeks. And then I don't have to sit there and go through it so long. Well, that sounds good to me, Serpent. You have definitely been there for me, and I do appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. I might not be going viral yet, but I will be. I will be. That's what I set out to do. When I decided I was going to come back, I was going to give it 100% and go at it hard. And that's what I've been doing. I haven't missed a Tuesday or Thursday since I came back. Now, next week, I'm not going to be live. I'm going to say that, although I might still go live. But I'm not going to be here, so we'll have to see what happens. We'll play it by ear. What are you talking about, Rhonda? I wasn't doing a giveaway. We already did it. Yeah, we have to stop by, Nick. I've had some pretty good stuff out there. I'm just kind of at a place now where it's like, do I keep going with the numbers on some of the things I've already done? Yes, I mean I do want to do that because I have some really cool things that I know, especially like that turtle, man. That thing got bid up to $190. That's probably the most I've made off of one pour because I don't even think it was 2 ounces. Oh no, it was like 2.5 ounces for 190 bucks. That's pretty good. So I almost kind of want to do that. Geiger Alien. Yeah, I was planning on making a number one of those. I want to do this other Alien too, man. Where is that one? Did you like that other Alien? This one's gonna be hard though. That's the thing. I kind of want to do this, but it's gonna be not easy. I'm probably gonna have to do it where it comes in both here and there. This was a Buffalo Bullion design, and I don't know how he did it, but I know he's poured this. And I told him to send me the stuff he wasn't gonna do, but he sent this, so I guess he doesn't care if I do it. Because he knows I was getting into the pouring and wanted to see. He's not here on he's only on Instagram and TikTok, so it's not like I'd be jumping in his crowd or anything. But and I think when he did it, this was a one of one. But you can tell it's been somebody used it. I can still see sand in it. Not really. I don't see sand, but I can tell it's like discolored like the sand. Like he either tried it. I'm pretty sure he did it because I think I saw it. But this is a cool piece. But yeah, the Geiger Alien is this. This turned out pretty good. That last one I did, I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be because it's so thin. Like where my thumb is to my finger, it's pretty thin. And of course, you know, I got to take it in somewhere. So it comes in here so you don't really see the lines all the way around. And then I usually kind of take it out from the corners for the vent lines, you know. But I think it turned out pretty good. I was proud of that piece. Another one too. I want to do these again. We got a couple new people in here. Let me show you. That one was really cool. I want to do that again. I think that was around 3 ounces. It's a lion with wings. Griffin lion, I think is what it's called. And then we got the Hell Girl here. That one's pretty cool. He sold me this one because the one he did had an extra skull here. When he printed it, he didn't realize until after he printed it that he forgot to put a skull. And so what I did is I just stamped my CC right there. But that's a cool piece. And then this one, Plumber Stacker got that one. That was like a little over 4 ounces. I definitely want to do another one of those soon. And then I think 7 Stacks picked up this one. Skull bar. Sorry about the lighting. And this one I antiqued. I think actually all of them I antiqued. And antiqued just means that like all the details, all the low parts are dark, and then I shine up everything else, so it really pops. Like you really see the parts that stand up. It really pops out at you. Yeah, this really doesn't look good like this. But trust me, it's an awesome piece when it's done. But yeah, that's a few things. I need to get a bigger flask so I could do this other piece. I want to do this for the veterans, but I don't have a big enough flask right now. I'm thinking about maybe trying it in wood. I've got metal, I just got to weld it together, and I'm really not a welder. I have a welder, but I've never used it, so I got to figure that out. But I just don't want to mess it up because I only got one chance at it. I have everything cut out, but I might just try it with wood just to see. But it's going to be tough because there's so many holes in it too. I'm not quite sure how to do that one yet. And then I have this one. I don't know about that. I know there's a lot of guys out there that are gonna like it, but I don't want to piss the ladies off. And then this one. That is gonna be probably 5 ounces. And this is another one that I did. So I have the regular poker chip, which is this. And I'm going to have a few of these at the next auction. But I'm also going to have the number 1 of this. This is the thick one. This one's like 2.5 ounces. Maybe not 2.5. Maybe just over 2. So I'll have the number 1 of that. And then I might have the number 1 of the CC Shield. And this already has 3/9 silver on the back. Pretty cool. This is around 1 ounce. Can't remember if it was just over or just under. Yeah, Michael, he's not going to do anything for anybody else. What are you looking for, bro? I 3D print too. I just don't make up my own stuff. So if you find something on the internet and I can steal the thing for free, I can print it for you. Here's one that I did that I really want to pour. Gollum. This is one of my first 3D prints. And the detail in the hair, I mean, this is a really nice one. I made a big one first, and then I wanted to make it smaller, so it would be, you know, in silver, the big one would have been probably 25 ounces. I think it's huge. And that was another one I just did not that long ago. I've got a lot of 3D prints that I've made, but, you know, I'm no expert at that stuff. There's definitely a lot of people out there that'll do it for you. You get on Instagram, there's a lot of people that 3D print on Instagram, for sure. No, bro, I don't care if he wants to do something for you. That's all good, but he won't do it. He wants to be. He's got a lot going on. He just wants to make stuff for me. I mean, that's his words. Unless that changed, I don't know. People change. I haven't talked to him in a little while. I need to call him. He's probably watching now, like, you bastard, you don't call me back. I'm so bad with calling people back, man. especially when I'm really busy and going through stuff, man. Just life gets tough sometimes. I'm human just like everybody else. But yeah, let me clean these up. Put these in the next auction. So what are you guys thinking of the things that I've been showing? Is there something that you definitely want that you would bid on? Because that's the things I want to make. I showed some stuff earlier too. I'm definitely thinking about doing another one of these. This is just under 4 ounces. And because the corner's chipped off, I actually make it look better. But that's a really cool piece. I found this 2 foot in the ground, just inside of the Beltway. At, Washington, D.C., there's a Beltway that goes around. And it was just outside of Washington, D.C., but just inside the Beltway, if that makes any sense. Because the Beltway is kind of bigger. It's half in Maryland, half in Virginia. And then I have like smaller arrowheads too. That was a spearhead I just showed. I got smaller stuff like this. That was actually my granddad's. And then I did one of these last time. I don't even know what this is. It seems like wood, but not really. I don't know. I don't know what the hell this is made out of. It's pretty cool though. It was sharp too, man. I cleaned that sucker up so good. You could have killed a vampire with it, or a werewolf, or whatever the hell it is. That's cool, bro. Yeah, see, I've been working stuff out with him too, where I've been pouring things for him, and that's why he's been making me molds. He's not really trying to like sell them, and he just came into the live stream one day. It was like, "I'm going to be your mold maker," and I was like, "Okay." He's a good dude, good guy, easy to talk to. Looks like bone. It might be bone. It's got some scratches on it, which seem like it could be that type of thing. It was a necklace or something. Because it had a hole. It had a hole right there, and I filled the hole in. I forgot I even did that. I don't even know what I feel. That might just be sand that got stuck in there. I don't even know if I actually meant to fill it in. I think sand just ended up getting in it. Damn, we've been going for 218 minutes. So one more time before we go. Oh yeah. It sounds so good. Sounds better than just an ounce. 1.2. And those are just my mess ups. I just can't bring myself to melt them because they sound so good to play with. So I guess I do got more than 5.5 ounces to melt. I got tons of rounds though. I still got, I think, 2 10-ounce bars. I got a bunch of 5-ounce bars and 1-ounce bars, and things that I really could only get like maybe $2 over spot for. So I might as well melt it. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. It's been 220 minutes. So next week, probably Not gonna do a whole lot. Actually, don't go anywhere if you're still here. There's a couple of you here. You guys are my ride or die. Guys are my ride or die. You're gonna be the lucky ones. Don't tell nobody. Oh, good Lord. Come on, bud. He's been itching to go outside. Good boy. Oh, she did bring you out, didn't she? I forgot about that. Don't go yet, Brooke Stacker. Do not leave at the most important time. Problem is, I don't have, because I'm not going to be here next week. We're gonna do a little giveaway real quick. I'm not going to be here next week, so we're going to give a quarter away. Just trying to see if Rhonda was still here, because I can't type. So somebody else might have to type it in. Rhonda, oh, there she goes. Hold on, not yet. I didn't write it down. Hey, you jumped the gun on me again. I didn't look at any numbers. I just wrote it down real quick. I don't even remember what the number was, to be honest with you. I just was like, shoot, she said go. Let me just write it down. I don't even remember what the hell I wrote. That's bad. That's a really bad memory right there, guys. Don't you run in them woods, boy. Stay here. Good boy. But yeah, even if I do go live next week, I'm not gonna have anything to give away, so might as well do it now. I'm running out of quarters though. Good Lord. But you guys have been here for a while and I appreciate that. Oh look, Titan's here. Appreciate you stopping in. I poured some runes earlier. The number 1 of the runes. Man, wasn't there like 60 people here at one point? And then I came out here and then the phone started doing its thing and I immediately went from 60 to 30. The loose sphincter is here. Get your guesses in. There's 7 of you here. That's pretty good odds for a silver quarter, 1964D. It's not in the greatest shape, but it's, you know, it's not BU, but it might be close to AU. Probably not. It's probably a little bit under AU. It's hard to tell in the flip. I don't know though. It's in pretty good shape. It's just kind of one of those ones that doesn't look. It might be AU. I don't know. What are you doing? Stay here. Yeah, so if anybody wants to donate some quarters or dimes, feel free. I'm running low. All right, I'm just joking. 82, that's what the number was. Oh, broke stack, you're just over. Serpent. Yeah, it's 70. Looks like serpent to me. Send it to brown sugar. We can do that. It might be a little while before I can get these out, though. Just bear with me on that. It's going to be probably after next week, probably the Monday after, because there's no way I'm going to be able to get anything ready for tomorrow. I got so much stuff to do. So just bear with me on that one. And I still got a couple other things too that I need to get out. Rhonda, you're okay with that too, right? Because you have another one too. I'll get them to you eventually, I promise. It's just been crazy. So just make sure you email me with your address and claim the prize, brown sugar. Ovi. Ovi. Good boy. Good boy. Stay. All right, guys. Well, we went for 227 minutes. Gave away a dime and a quarter. Feel good about that. I appreciate you guys, just like always. And you might see me next week, you might not. And we might have an auction on the 3rd or the weekend after. We'll figure it out, playing it by ear. I just want to have a decent amount of stuff done by then. And next week I'm not going to get anything done, so. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure. And like I always say, I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.